You might think that little slice of cheese on your morning toast is harmless. But what if it's quietly raising your blood pressure, clogging your arteries, and even speeding up memory loss? Most seniors never question what kind of cheese they eat until it's too late. What your doctor didn't tell you is that some popular cheeses can increase your risk of stroke by up to 40%. The worst part, one of them is likely sitting in your fridge right now. But not all cheese is the enemy. In fact, a few specific types could actually protect your heart, improve digestion, and support healthy aging. In this video, we'll reveal the top 4 cheeses you should embrace and the 4 you must avoid immediately. It was just another quiet morning for Walter, a 72-year-old retired firefighter. He sat by the window, enjoying his usual breakfast, a toasted bagel with a generous spread of cream cheese. It was the same comforting ritual he'd followed for years, something he never gave a second thought. But that afternoon, a strange tightness crept across his chest, not quite pain, just a dull pressure. His hands felt a little swollen, his energy lower than usual. He brushed it off, blaming the humidity. But over the next few weeks, the discomfort returned, followed by dizzy spells and shortness of breath. When he finally visited his doctor, the results were unexpected. Walter's heart was under strain, and one of the culprits wasn't age or stress. It was his diet. More specifically, the type of cheese he had been eating daily. What most people don't realize is that after 60, the body becomes more sensitive to what we once considered harmless. Cheese, especially the soft, processed kind that many seniors enjoy, can be packed with sodium, saturated fats, and hidden chemical additives. These ingredients quietly damage arteries over time, narrowing blood vessels, raising blood pressure, and increasing the risk of stroke or heart disease. The danger doesn't hit all at once. It builds slowly, silently. You don't feel it until something goes wrong. What's worse is that many of these cheeses are labeled as gourmet or heart-healthy, tricking well-meaning seniors into thinking they're making smart choices. But not all cheese is bad. In fact, some types can actively support your heart, joints, and even brain function. The key is knowing the difference. In the next part, we'll uncover the worst cheeses to avoid immediately and reveal the ones that can actually help you age with strength and confidence. If you're over 60 and serious about your health, this might be the most important change you make this year. Most people think of cheese as a harmless indulgence, something soft, savory, and comforting. But if you're over 60, what you don't know about certain cheeses could quietly put your heart at risk. The truth is, not all cheeses are created equal. Some are loaded with excessive sodium, processed fats, artificial preservatives, and chemicals that were never meant to be consumed regularly, especially not by aging bodies that process nutrients more slowly and react more strongly to inflammation. As we age, our arteries naturally begin to stiffen. That's a normal part of the aging process. But when you add high sodium, high-fat foods to the mix, like processed cheese spreads, cream cheese with added sugars, or mold-ripened cheeses like blue cheese, you're accelerating that damage. The blood vessels that once carried oxygen freely begin to narrow. Blood pressure creeps up, circulation slows, and the body, quietly and without warning, begins breaking down from the inside out. Let's be clear, this doesn't happen overnight. It's not like you eat one grilled cheese sandwich and suddenly end up in the ER. That's why it's so easy to miss. But just like a leaky faucet can flood a house if left unchecked, daily exposure to inflammatory cheese compounds can lead to years of silent damage. A 2023 study in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that older adults who regularly consumed processed or high-mold cheeses had a significantly higher risk of heart disease, strokes, and even cognitive decline. The most alarming part, Many of these risky cheeses are marketed as heart-friendly or natural, when in reality they're far from it. What's especially dangerous is that seniors often trust labels that use words like light, low-fat, or wholesome, thinking they're making smart choices. But unless you know what to look for, and more importantly, what to avoid, it's easy to fall into the trap. That's why awareness is everything. The goal isn't to fear cheese or cut it out entirely. It's to become more selective, to choose what supports your heart instead of what silently stresses it. And that begins with learning which 4 types of cheese to avoid starting today, before they take a toll you never saw coming. In the next section, we'll reveal the specific names, why they're harmful, and what they're doing inside your body that your doctor might not be telling you. Let's take a closer look at the 4 cheeses that seniors should avoid immediately, especially if you care about your heart, blood pressure, and brain health. The first offender is processed cheese spread, the kind that comes in jars, tubs, or individually wrapped foil triangles. It may look convenient and creamy, but it's anything but natural. These spreads are heavily modified, made with emulsifiers, artificial colors, preservatives, and dangerously high levels of sodium phosphate. That last ingredient, phosphate, is particularly harmful for older adults. Research has linked it to kidney strain, arterial calcification, and faster progression of vascular aging. What's worse, many of these cheese products contain trans fats, which are known to raise bad cholesterol (LDL), lower good cholesterol (HDL), and increase your risk of heart attacks and strokes. For seniors already dealing with high blood pressure or poor circulation, this kind of cheese is like pouring fuel on the fire. Next on the list is blue cheese. It may appear fancy, often served on salads or paired with fruit, but for older adults it's a silent threat. Blue cheese contains mold strains that release substances like tyramine and histamine, biogenic compounds that can cause blood pressure spikes, migraines, and even irregular heart rhythms. A younger body might handle these compounds more efficiently, but after 60, your enzymatic response weakens. That means these chemicals linger longer, putting added stress on your nervous system and blood vessels. For people with kidney issues or a sensitive gut, the high sodium and mold content can also pose a major infection risk, especially from bacteria like Listeria. Third is cream cheese, a breakfast staple that seems innocent because of its soft texture. But behind the smooth spread is a heavy dose of saturated fat, low protein, and in many flavored varieties, added sugar. It provides calories without meaningful nutrients. For seniors, this combo promotes weight gain, inflammation, and insulin spikes, especially harmful when your metabolism is already slowing down. Finally, American cheese. It's not truly cheese at all. It's a processed product, full of additives, fake coloring, and sodium that can easily push your daily limits with just one slice. If you've been eating grilled cheese sandwiches made with American slices, it's time to consider a safer alternative. In the next part, we'll look at the good news, the 4 types of cheese you should keep in your fridge, ones that nourish instead of harm. Now that we've covered the cheeses to avoid, let's talk about the ones that can actually support your health, cheeses that provide real nutritional value without overwhelming your body with harmful fats or excessive sodium. First on the list is goat cheese. Creamy, tangy, and naturally lower in lactose, goat cheese is one of the most digestible dairy options available. It's rich in medium-chain fatty acids, which your body can convert into energy more efficiently than the long-chain fats found in many other cheeses. This makes it easier on the liver and less likely to be stored as body fat, a huge advantage for seniors trying to maintain a healthy weight. Goat cheese also contains probiotics, which help restore gut balance, support immunity, and reduce inflammation. Three major concerns after 60. Next is fresh mozzarella, especially buffalo mozzarella. Unlike the shredded, rubbery version you'll find in plastic bags, real mozzarella is soft, moist, and minimally processed. It's low in sodium, high in protein, and loaded with calcium and phosphorus, essential minerals for strong bones. What makes fresh mozzarella especially valuable for older adults is its bioactive peptides, compounds formed during fermentation that have been shown to reduce blood pressure and ease inflammation in the joints. It's also one of the few cheeses that supports heart health without adding stress to your digestive system. Then we have feta cheese, a Mediterranean staple made from sheep's or goat's milk. Feta is packed with calcium, protein, and vitamin B12, key nutrients for maintaining bone density, nerve function, and energy levels as you age. It's also naturally rich in probiotics, which help ease bloating and support digestion. The tangy flavor means you only need a small amount to make a dish satisfying, helping with portion control. Just remember to rinse it before eating to lower the sodium content by up to 30%. Finally, Swiss cheese. Recognizable by its signature holes and mild nutty flavor, Swiss is one of the lowest sodium cheeses available, making it ideal for seniors watching their blood pressure. It's also high in vitamin K2, which helps direct calcium to your bones instead of your arteries, a key factor in preventing arterial hardening. The beneficial bacteria used in its fermentation process also support immune health. In the next section, we'll break down how to use these cheeses in your daily meals for maximum benefit. Knowing which cheeses to eat is only half the solution. How you incorporate them into your daily routine makes all the difference. The key is balance, timing, and preparation. Start by choosing fresh, minimally processed versions of these heart-friendly cheeses. For example, add a few slices of buffalo mozzarella to your morning eggs, or layer it on sliced tomatoes with basil and olive oil. This combination not only supports joint health, but also provides healthy fats and antioxidants to start your day strong. Avoid pairing cheese with processed carbs like white bread or sugary crackers. Instead, opt for whole grains, vegetables, or leafy greens as the base. Feta is another easy addition. Because of its strong, salty flavor, you only need a small amount. Crumble it over roasted vegetables, quinoa, or a Greek-style salad. Just remember to rinse it lightly under water if you're concerned about sodium. This simple trick can cut salt content by nearly a third without sacrificing flavor. You can also combine feta with olive oil, lemon juice, and herbs to make a light spread that's far healthier than cream cheese. Goat cheese pairs beautifully with roasted beets, walnuts, or even spread thin on whole grain toast. Its creamy texture satisfies cravings without overloading your system with difficult-to-digest dairy. You can also use it in omelets, stuffed peppers, or warm grain bowls for a creamy, tangy punch that's easy on the gut. Swiss cheese, thanks to its low sodium and high protein content, makes a great midday snack when paired with apple slices or raw almonds. It can also be melted into a veggie stir-fry, layered into sandwiches with dark greens, or served as a topping for baked sweet potatoes. The most important part, portion control. As you get older, your metabolism slows and digestion becomes more sensitive. Choose quality over quantity. 2 to 3 servings of the right cheese per week can support bone strength, cardiovascular health, and brain function without overburdening your system. In the next section, we'll explore the deeper reasons why seniors should prioritize collagen-friendly, anti-inflammatory foods, and how the wrong cheese can quietly erode health from the inside out if left unchecked. These subtle changes in your diet may be your best defense against aging that feels heavy, painful, and unpredictable. By the time you reach your 60s, your body begins to respond differently to the foods you've enjoyed for decades. Digestion slows, inflammation lingers longer, and your ability to recover from poor food choices becomes noticeably weaker. That's why it's so important to go beyond just watching calories or fat grams. What truly matters now is how certain foods affect your circulation, joint function, and long-term mobility. And among the most overlooked influences, the cheese you choose. You see, many of the cheeses we've grown up loving, processed slices, rich spreads, creamy dips, don't just add flavor. They quietly flood your system with compounds that strain your arteries, dull your brain, and upset your gut microbiome. It doesn't always show up as sharp chest pain or an emergency room visit. More often, it begins as something subtle: a foggy head after lunch, swelling in the feet at night, or waking up with stiff joints that take hours to loosen. These small warning signs are your body asking for help. And that's where the right kind of cheese can be part of the solution, not the problem. Cheeses like goat, feta, Swiss, and fresh mozzarella don't just taste good, they help fight back. They're easier to digest, rich in anti-inflammatory nutrients, and support healthy blood flow. They also contain less of the trigger, compounds like tyramine, phosphate additives, or excess sodium that can make life after 60 more difficult than it needs to be. Think of it like this: you're not just choosing cheese, you're choosing how well your knees move, how clearly your mind thinks, and how steady your heart beats. It's all connected. The wrong cheese might lead to tight arteries and brain fog. The right one can keep you moving, thinking, and living independently for longer. So next time you open the fridge, ask yourself, is this cheese nourishing me or quietly holding me back? In the final section, we'll bring it all together. You'll learn how a few simple swaps in your diet today could prevent years of struggle tomorrow, and why taking control of your health now is the most empowering decision you can make. Making better choices doesn't mean giving up joy. It means choosing health with intention. After 60, every food you eat becomes either a quiet ally or a hidden threat. That slice of cheese on your sandwich may seem harmless, but if it's processed, packed with salt, or full of chemical additives, it could slowly tighten your arteries, raise your blood pressure, and drain your energy. But when you reach for smarter options, like fresh mozzarella, Swiss, goat, or feta, you're giving your body the tools it needs to stay sharp, mobile, and independent. This isn't about being perfect. It's about being aware. It's about checking the label, choosing real over artificial, and giving your body the respect it deserves. Start today with one swap, then another tomorrow. Over time, these small changes add up to something big. Fewer health scares, more freedom, more life. Because senior health care isn't just about pills and doctor visits. It starts in your kitchen, right now, one smart choice at a time.